Good morning. I'm in a new place today, so I'm in a place called Moreton Island. It's beautiful. It's just off the coast of Brisbane. I'm here for about 4 days, just a little holiday. And just had a morning swim, feeling good. It's about 6:30, and I really want to make a video on comparing yourself to others. This is something I've really struggled with massively throughout all my life. And especially recently when you've got things like social media and we're constantly on our phones, and the things we're constantly on is the social media apps. And all we see is these people living these amazing lives and traveling, maybe like this. You just see these people on holiday all the fucking time and you're like, God, I'm here working this shitty job and these people are living the dream, or these people's lives seem so much better than mine and I wish I had that, and once I get that, then I'll be happy. I've really struggled with it throughout my life. And I want to jump on here because I just wanted to share a few things if you really struggle with comparing yourself, which has really helped me. And, this isn't like you're going to get rid of comparing yourself. I think it's a natural thing, and I think it can be a healthy thing to do. I just really want to talk about when the comparison to others gets really unhealthy, when you're comparing yourself to others too much. You're thinking about these certain individuals a lot. They're taking a lot of time and space in your mind, and it just makes you feel shit. Because the thing about comparing yourself to others is, firstly, when you look at these people, when you're comparing yourself to people in your mind, what happens is you put them on a pedestal. Good morning, how are you guys?
Morning.
And when you put these people on a pedestal and you admire them and you think they've got this amazing life and they have these amazing talents and they have these traits, and you just really infatuate with that, what you're doing is when they're above you, you're putting yourself below them and you put yourself in a pit. And that's when you can really minimize yourself and your sort of self-esteem just plummets. So when you're comparing yourself to certain individuals, it can actually make you feel worse than you actually are. Also, what happens is when you put these people on a pedestal and they have these certain values, let's say you really love like looking after your kids or love your health and stuff like that, and there's these people online and they're making all this money and they're all about business, and they're like, you should be working really hard, you should have discipline, and you should be hustling and grinding, and you're admiring that. What that can do is that can cloud the clarity and the vision you have, and you can start changing who you are to be like them. And just lastly as well is I find it just really stops you from taking action in terms of doing the things which are really important to you and living the life you want to. And when you just stop, when I found I've stopped actually comparing myself to people so much, what I found is I'm actually a lot more authentic. I'm actually more me. And because I'm not putting these people on pedestals, I'm not minimizing myself so much. I'm actually sort of increasing my self-worth and self-esteem. I'm actually just being myself. because I'm not trying to put a measuring stick and compare myself and my worth to other people. It's like I'm running my own race. And I found when I'm not comparing myself, I'm not surrounding my mind with other people, kind of like here physically, there's no one around. It really helps me clear my mind and helps me focus on me rather than others. I'm actually focused on myself and my mission. And that's what just really helps me take action and really helps me just live the life I really want to live, because I'm not focused on others, I'm focused on me, and I just want to do me. So in this video, I just wanted to share a few things that come to mind which have really helped me stop comparing myself to others so much. Because once you stop comparing yourself, I think that's just a massive key in life. So the first thing is creating space. Create space for yourself. So I really learned the value of this when I went on my last trip, which was in New Zealand. I was in a beautiful place in nature, I was in a place called Hooker Valley, so Mount Cook, the South Island of New Zealand. And I was on a hike, and there was no one around. I mean, there were people around, but like where I was, I went by myself. And I created space from, the hustle and grind and, work, because I'm in a different country. But also, I'm not around anybody. There's no one around me who I can compare myself to. I'm just in nature. And so it's just me. And because I'm present, I'm not on my phone, I'm not scrolling Instagram or whatever, I'm just present. I'm just with my thoughts. Because I created that space, that really allowed me to tune into me. And just think about things like, questions like, what would I absolutely love to do with my life? I find I keep coming back to that question, and I did that on this trip just yesterday. And I think just creating space is so important because we just have so much brain noise in life these days with, the stresses and the anxieties and the fears and the things we're depressed about and stuff like that. Like, we're just constantly on. And so when you're comparing yourself to others, by you going to work and there's these people you admire, or you're on social media and there's these people who are living the life you really want, or whatever, you're just constantly on, and then you're just constantly judging your worth to them. But when you're in places like nature, for example, and you it doesn't have to be nature, you don't have to go on a holiday and spend a load of money. It's just creating space. And what does that look like for you? It could just be a walk. You could just go on a walk and just leave your phone at home and just switch off. And when you just literally remove yourself from other people by creating your own space, it really allows you to tune into you and this and this. And then you can start asking yourself some powerful questions like, what would I absolutely love to do with my life? And when those ideas pop up, they're probably not going to be, I should do this because of this person online, or this person at work, or mum or dad or whatever. It's just your unique expression. So there's massive value in creating space. And so that can look like a physical space, but also creating mental space. And so a big one, which you probably can guess, is just trying to find ways to reduce your exposure to things like social media. Because the next sort of point I want to talk about is how, with social media, just understand that, well, first of all, I wear this necklace for a reason, yin-yang. There's good and bad in everything in life. And what we do with things like social media, and this isn't just social media, this is life, but what we do is we see these people and we admire them, we get envious and we get jealous. And the reason why is because we have an imbalanced perspective on them. We're judging them because we can only see one side and we're not seeing the other. So we see the good. They've got the cars, they've got the houses, they've got the holidays, or they've got the ripped six-pack ab, or they've got the girl, or they look really smart, or they are really smart, or whatever. And you're just admiring the good. And then what that does is, because you put them on a pedestal, like I said, when you put people above you, you sort of put yourself down the pit and you're minimizing yourself, because all you do then is, when you're comparing yourself, is you look at all the bad. And you're just like, I'm not smart, I'm dumb, I don't have a nice house, I don't go on holidays, I have a shit job I hate. And you just sort of, there's these splits, the good, the bad, you. And so really trying to remove that exposure to social media, and maybe these certain influences, people you're putting on a pedestal, will really just help you do that. Because do you actually need to follow these people online? You don't need to. And so obviously you're getting benefit from following them, inspirational, whatever. But if it comes at a cost of your mental health and you're comparing yourself too much, just ask yourself the question, what's more beneficial, following them or unfollowing them, for the sake of just comparing yourself? But also, just another thing I want to riff on. So there's obviously, creating space, And that can also be creating space in terms of mentally by maybe getting rid of social media, or just unfollowing certain people you follow who you compare yourself to on social media. Another thing is just realizing that there's two sides to life. There's good and bad. And so what really helped me is there's these people I admire and they've got this business, or I know that they're making a load of money. They've started this new venture and I'm really admiring that. And I'm seeing the good. Well, what's the bad? Because there's good and bad in everything. There's positive and negative, upsides, downsides. And I'm only conscious of the upsides. So what's the downsides? Because it's there for them. The thing is, they're just not showing it. And understand that you know you have good and bad. You have your good traits, bad traits. You have your positive, negative, upsides, downsides, benefits, drawbacks. So do they. They're a human being, but you can't see that. So just asking yourself the question, what are the things they're not showing? What are the costs to them of starting this business, or being in this opportunity, or, you know, having 100,000 followers on Instagram? What's the cost to them of that? And really just try and pull them down from the pedestal, because yes, they may have this fame, may have this fortune, they may have these women, or whatever you're comparing yourself again, you're admiring. But whatever they have, whatever they do, whoever they are, there's always two sides to that, and you just got to sort of remember that, because that's just life. And remember that you have both sides too. And so if you're comparing these people and you're admiring all their good, and you're just looking at all your bad, well, what are the things you're completely overlooking, which is really good? And have a look at that too, because that just really helps level the playing field. Because if they're up here and you're down here, you can bring them down by looking at their downsides, and you can bring yourself up by looking at your upsides. So that really helps. There's also a quote which I think I'm just going to leave and finish on. Actually, I'm going to leave a quote and then one more thing. The quote is, don't compare how you feel on the inside to how others look on the outside. Don't compare how you feel on the inside to how others look on the outside. Because we are all fighting silent battles which no one knows about. And you know, you're watching this, you have gone through ups and downs. And you're looking at people and, you know, especially when on social media, they're only posting the highlights. They don't rarely post their struggles and challenges. And you think they don't go through any. Or you may speak to people at work and they just constantly talk about how life is amazing or whatever. And you feel shitty because you're like, well, I go through this and I've got these challenges and they don't. Well, let me break it to you, they're fucking liars. As I said, yin and yang, we all go through ups and downs. We all have the supports and challenges, the highs and lows. And so do these people you're comparing yourself against. And so just because you're feeling both, the highs and the lows, and you may be feeling low right now because you're comparing yourself so much, don't compare yourself to how people are looking on the outside, because understand, they are going through shit. They have their challenges too. And, you know, the grass always looks greener on the other side. Just because they're posting about it on Instagram and just because their life looks like a highlight reel doesn't mean that their life is actually all good. I promise you it's not. They're just not showing it because we have pride and shame. And with social media, it's really easy. When you're proud, you want to show off. You want to share it all with the world. And that's what a lot of people on social media do. That's what I've done. It's just sharing the pride, the thing you have pride about. But when it comes to shame, which we all have, that's the things you want to hide. And these influencers, these people in your life who you might be comparing yourself against, they don't want to share their shames. So just be mindful of that. Don't compare how you feel on the inside to how other people look on the outside. And lastly, by the way, I'm just at a shipwreck, which is really cool. How cool is that? Last thing, and it's raining. Last thing, something that's really helped me with comparing myself to others is getting busy. Get fucking busy. The reason why you're comparing yourself so much is because you aren't doing anything meaningful with your life, probably. You probably just work, and then you go home and you chill, and you've got nothing going on. You've got no projects which inspire you and you're working towards, and you're just sort of scrolling to pass the time. And then you see these people, and then you get jealous and envious, and you compare yourself. So one thing what really helped me was just getting busy. And what I mean by that is finding an inspiring project, something you can commit yourself to, which would really fill yourself up. And just get busy working on that. You know, whatever that is for you, whatever it is deep in your heart, what you'd love to do, just start doing that. And try and fill as much of your days as you can. Because when you do that, when you're busy, you are going to feel so inspired. You're going to fill up your self-esteem and your self-worth. And you're going to lift yourself out of this pit that you're in. And that's going to make you feel good. But also, because you're so busy, you won't have time to compare yourself. You won't have as much time, and you won't want to compare yourself to people because you don't have the time. You're busy. And what I found is, especially now because I've been working on my own projects, I've been busy, I'll see people online, and the people who I used to compare myself to, I'm like, fuck, I'm so glad I'm not them. I'm so glad I'm not them. And just by getting busy and working on the things you want to work on, the things that mean a lot to you, how can I explain this? You're just being you. And you're not wanting to be anyone else. You're just owning your magnificence. And you're being magnificent because you're doing, in your perception, magnificent things. And what you'll do is, when you're working and you're busy on yourself, busy on your projects, what you do is you'll stop comparing yourself to other people, and all you do is you'll start comparing yourself to yourself, who you were yesterday, who you were a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. And that becomes your measuring stick, because you're doing something meaningful and you love it. And whenever you're doing things, projects which mean a lot to you, you really want to make progress in that. And whenever you're doing those things, you want to get better at it. And you'll naturally just start comparing yourself. Well, oh man, you know, I love doing carpentry, and the things I made a year ago were fucking shit. And look at my art now. And you'll be like, wow, I've come such a long way. And, you know, when you compare yourself to a previous version of you, you're just filled with nothing but gratitude and inspiration and love. And you're not comparing yourself to others because you are running your own race, because you're just too busy on your shit, what you love doing. So the last thing is just get busy. Get busy. So that's it. I hope this video was valuable. If you liked this video, please give it a like. This really helps me reach more people and help more people. If you want to see more videos like this, sorry that the video is quite shaky and the audio might not be the best, but if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to hit subscribe wherever the hell that is. And whatever you found most valuable in this video, I'd love to hear it. So whatever you found most valuable, most useful, most insightful, please comment it down below. I would love to hear your feedback. And that's it. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.